I was listening to an interview you did where you were describing being, I think, 17, 18 years old, and you were thinking about ending your own life.
Oh, constantly.
Constantly.
Yeah. Like it was a daily struggle not to.
Through what period of your life?
I would say about 16. Well, it started right around 13, but by the time I was 16, it was pretty constant. 17, 18, 19, it was all I could do to not commit suicide. And then it kind of went on, it went to a level of like, I can hang on during my 20s. But I think I was 32 the day I realized it was the first day I remembered that I hadn't wanted to kill myself. Yeah.
Why? Why do you think that was so present in your life, those thoughts?
Because I was in tremendous amounts of physical and psychological pain.
And are the two linked?
They were for me. Yeah, they were very much psychogenic pain. You know, the body-mind interface is not, there's not much separation. And for me, one of the things I talked about in the way of integrity is that when we lie, our bodies get very weak. So, like I could do a simple little hokey test with you where I could, oh, you want to do it?
Of course. Okay.
So stick your arm out.
Yeah.
And hold it up. Don't let me push it down, okay?
Don't let me push it down.
Yeah. Okay, got that. Now, I want you to do that while lying. And the lie I'd like you to say is, I love to vomit.
Okay. I love to vomit.
Say it holding your arm up.
Yeah.
Say it.
I love to vomit. Why? That's so weird.
Now say, I love fresh air.
I love fresh air.
I'm trying my very hard. Let's say it again.
I love fresh air.
Now say, I love to vomit.
I love to vomit. Why is that? That's so strange.
This is why polygraph machines work on everybody with psychopaths.
Just for people that couldn't see that because they were listening, when, I don't know if I've just been like messed with in some way, but when I said I love to vomit, she could push my hand down. Mm-hmm. But when I said I love fresh air, she couldn't push my hand down. And she was trying both times. She was pushing hard both times. And I would think that I'd be able to resist both forces. But when I said I love to vomit, it was like, the only way I can describe it was I wasn't actually connected to my strength and my hand.
Exactly.
It was like I was inside my head, so I couldn't also at the same time think about you're about to push me.
Right.
It was like there was two different systems.
Yes, because the body lives in reality. The body is honest. Only the mind and only the verbal mind can lie to us and tell us things that we can believe even though they're not true. So I love to vomit is a statement that says it's okay for me to feel horrible. But a smaller version of this is I often speak to groups, and often they're in like hotel ballrooms or in auditoriums. And I'll stop right in the middle of the speech and say, apropos of nothing, is everyone comfortable? And they'll say, yes. And no, really, truly, are you genuinely comfortable? Are you really comfortable? And they say, yes, go on with your speech. And then I say, so how many of you, if you were sitting at home alone, if you were at home alone right now, how many of you would be in exactly the position you're in at this moment? And nobody raises a hand. And then I say, why not? And they have to sit and think for a long time before someone finally says, I'm not completely comfortable this way. And I would say, well, that's okay because humans can tolerate a lot of suffering. And this is mild. What concerns me and should concern you is that 30 seconds ago, you swore to me in broad daylight that you were absolutely comfortable. Well, you knew you weren't. Your body knew you weren't comfortable, and your mind was doing this little trick where it goes very quickly through this. Okay, in order to listen to speeches, we sit in uncomfortable positions, and that's okay because it's worth the benefit we get out of it. So given that, I am tolerably comfortable. But all you think is, I'm comfortable when you're not comfortable. So people come to me and they're in jobs where they're not comfortable, in relationships where they're like sometimes in intense suffering, in religions where they're not comfortable, in all kinds of places. And they think they're comfortable, but they're getting sick. They're getting physically sick, or they're getting addicted to a substance because they're trying to numb the discomfort they won't acknowledge. And so pretty much all I do is help people get in touch with a really, really benevolent friend called suffering. When you know what makes you suffer, you're getting accurate information from your entire neurological system about what's working for you and what isn't, and what would be better, what would be more comfortable, just a little bit. And if you keep correcting, I call them 1-degree turns, I would be a little more comfortable doing this. So I did it the run off a cliff method. Don't do my way. Do the 1-degree turns. If you're in an airplane and it turns 1 degree north every half hour, over 10,000 miles, you won't even notice you're turning, but you'll be in a completely different place. Mm-hmm. And that's just noticing. Oh, this isn't very comfortable for me. I would rather do this. My girlfriend is anxious. I could break my back trying to figure out what's going on and getting her enough presents to make her happy. Or I could go in the other room, sit down, be gentle with myself, maybe do a little writing about how I feel. That would be a little more comfortable.
It almost feels like we've been trained not to listen to how we feel.
100%. 100%. As Sir Ken Robinson says, we're trained to think of our bodies as mechanisms that take our heads to meetings. That the meetings are all important and our heads are all important. And all of the rest of our evolution is meaningless to us. That's a very left hemisphere dominated way of thinking. And that's why Ian McGilchrist says we live like people with right hemisphere strokes. We're not even in our bodies. I think maybe you are more than most people. The way you talk about it and the way you've made decisions really, it speaks to me of a person who finds what's right for him. Very, with a lot of integrity.